I wonder the same things every single day. I wonder if my life is going to turn out okay. I wonder if things will end up all right. You know, a lot of people will tell you that you only get to live one time, that you only get one chance. But the truth is, I believe you live every day. The brutally honest truth, you only get to die once. You only get to make one story. You only get to make one chance. And the best part is you get to be it. You know, in the midst of all the light, in the midst of all the darkness, no matter what it is, because in the midst of winter, a man had found inside of him an invincible summer. Because he who has a why can overcome almost any how. As long as you have a universal reason of being here, whether that is your animal, whether that is your family, whether that is your purpose, your career, your job, the people you care about. You see, everybody, if you're sitting there writing notes, you're writing reasons to be alive. You know, depression takes everything from you until it takes you. You know, and that's the ultimate, you know, the whole thing. You know, but nobody tells you that at the end of life, there's nothing. At least give life a chance. You know, I understand that it might suck, it might not be good, but you know what? Good things can happen for you, you know? Maybe you will meet the love of your life. Maybe you will meet a new best friend. Maybe you will have something good happen for you. Maybe you won't. You know, maybe you'll just be this way forever. You know, maybe you'll feel that same way for the rest of your life. Never once trying anything else. You know, you have a glimmer in your eye. You know, see the world with a glare. But you can't. You know, because when you stare off into the distance, you just see one thing. Nothing. Nothing but yourself. You trying to figure this whole thing out. Just to realize that none of it really makes any sense. You know, not yourself. Not your life. Not any person you've ever met. You don't realize it, but you are literally every single person. You are a combination of every single person that you have ever met. Since the moment you are born, you only know what someone has taught you. And little do you realize that, you know, what you're taught is all you have to offer. You know, and sometimes that brings pain. You know, or maybe sometimes it doesn't. You know, maybe it brings something else, but maybe you just want to be useful. Maybe you just want to live a life that's worth living. Maybe you just want to have connection. Maybe you just want to be around someone that's actually going to treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. But you'll find yourself in the same spot every time. Alone. Fighting. Trying to make sense of things. Just to realize that they don't make any sense at all. You know how an animal just kind of exists and does and goes off of instinct? What is there to really think about? When I'm sitting here in my car inside the parking lot, outside of wherever it is I need to go, and then I need to do something else. You see, I don't know if I'm the only person, but my brain, even if I did something today, like let's say I did what I needed to do and then like it becomes undone, I will think about that for the rest of the day. I don't know why. Like even right now, I'm stressing about things that already happened, and I'm stressing about things that don't even breathe yet. You know, because the truth is, everybody, anxiety and confidence are both fake. Somebody had to tell you. The confidence that people show, it's fake. Because nobody knows what is going to happen next. You know, whether that is failure or success or quit or don't quit. You realize you have to live your life anyway, and the time is going to pass regardless. In 10 years, I am 20 years old. In 10 years, I will be 30 years old. 10 years is a long time. Sometimes I feel like I don't even remember past like 10 years old. So sometimes I feel like I'm only 10 years old. But I'm not. I'm older than that. I'm not a child. But here's the thing, everybody. Your moment right now, it will become a memory. In the same way that you don't realize what you have until it's gone, you don't realize the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. And then it will be forgotten. Everybody, you can't remember every little detail, every little thing that you do in life. But it doesn't mean you can't get out there and try to make something of yourself. Even if things don't turn out okay, which they will. You may not be all right, but I promise everything will be okay. You have to believe that. Even if things around you seem like they're falling apart, even if it seems like you can't think straight, you can't see straight, you can't walk straight, happiness is coming your way. You just got to believe it. You have to realize your brain was not actually programmed for happiness. In fact, it really doesn't even know what that is. Stop repeating the same process over and over again. Break the cycle. Rise above. Be who you want to be. You see, everybody, me sitting here right now, I'm going to be honest, I don't know what my life is going to turn out into. I don't know what my life is going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay, I don't think anybody does. I don't think anybody in this life has it actually fully figured out. Knows what they're going to do every single day. You see, I don't even know what I'm going to have for dinner. I don't even know what's going to happen after this. I'm just sitting here and then thinking about life, thinking about what I want to do, but just to do nothing at all. Just to be able to say I did something, but barely trying at it at all. Everybody, sometimes you can't help but wonder how your life is going to turn out. And you just hope that everything turns out all right. Sometimes I don't even want a great life. I don't want an expensive car, a gigantic home, and all these different amazing things. Sometimes I just want the relationship with the picket fence and a nice house. And like a nice area. Everything is nice. It's not about where you're going. It's about who you are going with. You can go to the most decrepit, broken, run down spots in the world, but if you're going with the correct people, if you're going with the correct crowd, someone that is celebrating you, not just tolerating you, you will have a good time. You see, everybody, in life, you are either working or you are playing. Do not be someone who is forced to work all the time, or also don't be someone who is playing all the time. You need to learn a balance. You have to realize that your relationship is not your life. You have to realize that your career is not your life. You have to realize that your life is your life. And a lot of people wear a mask. A lot of people will go out drinking on Friday nights and hang out with friends and doing all these things that they probably don't even want to be doing in the first place. But then we have someone else who's out there sitting on a ledge, and then they're eating food, and they're just relaxing, and they're being themselves, and they're being true. I don't know what being true or being yourself looks like for you, because I'm not you. I'll never be you. You'll never be me. You'll never be anybody in this world besides yourself. But sometimes I wonder what it would be like to meet me. To meet myself, to be able to have a conversation with myself, to be able to see myself from a bird's eye view. Maybe I'd be able to appreciate myself a little bit more, be proud of myself a little bit more, be happy for myself a little bit more. Everybody, sometimes I feel like the word happiness, sometimes I wish I didn't even know what it was, or I didn't even know the word existed. Because I feel like if I didn't know what the word was, or if I didn't even know it existed, I would be more of it. It's weird. Our entire life we're chasing happiness, joy. The same way a dog chases his own tail is the same way that you chase happiness. The same way that the dog fails to realize that the tail and itself are the same thing, you fail to realize that being alive and being yourself are the same. Or that being happy and being yourself, it's kind of the same thing. Because no matter your predicament, no matter what's wrong with you, everybody, the truth is, you're here. You're alive. You're breathing. You're not dead. Worrying is kind of like worshiping the problem. running back every scenario, thinking about everything. But in reality, everybody, all you need to do is sit down, press the button, and go. And don't stop. Allow yourself to be who you are right now. Even if it looks messy, even if it's not perfect, you're trying. You're trying your best to try your best. And you know what, everybody? As long as you get out there and you do what you do with empathy, respect, compassion, and passion for what you're doing, and you care about what you're doing, and you respect what you're doing, everything will be just fine. Because you may not be okay, but I promise everything will be all right. You might lose sleep at night, and you don't know what day it is, and everything, and all the days are slipping away, and realize that life is not a spectator sport. Okay, you cannot sit there and watch your life. Okay, you cannot watch your life, because you will watch your life go right by. In order to get something you never had, you need to do something that you've never done. You need to take a chance. You need to take a risk. You need to accept that your mind, you need to just be aware that your mind will always accept a familiar hell much quicker than it will accept an unfamiliar heaven. Because your mind will always go with what it knows, and then it will try to protect you. You see, everybody, I don't know if my life will turn out okay. I don't know if your life will turn out okay. I don't know if anybody's life will turn out okay. But I'll tell you right now, as long as you get out there, you try your best to try your best, and you put in a little bit of effort, you just really try, I promise you everything will turn out okay. It will turn out just fine. Not because it actually will turn out fine, because you believed it will turn out fine. You see, everybody, when you believe, well, really, you are the creator of your own universe. You are the creator of everything. Realize that. Realize that you are in control. You are not just a passenger. Everything will be all right. But you have to believe that. You have to truly believe that. Thank you for watching this video. The inspiration for this video was honestly just me thinking about my life, and honestly just how young I am and how much time I have ahead of me. But also that could also be not true, because in reality, getting older is a privilege. You're scared of getting older, but in reality, the older you get, the more privileged you are. Because you don't have to necessarily make it to 40. You don't have to necessarily make it to 50. But once you get to those ages, once you get to 55, every day is like a gift. Because you don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So that's why you have to live every day as if it is your last, but not financially, but like spiritually, if that even makes sense. Get out there, stay positive, and stay amazing. Stay you. Realize that there will never be another human being born on this exact planet that is you. And when you think about it that way, it's pretty awesome.